Hey my sexy men and women out there who absolutely love lists, I've got a good one for you this time. It's the top 9 body mutations and medical conditions. I thought about doing a top 10 list, but I am super lazy and non-committal today, so I didn't want to commit to a full top 10. That is just way too much for me today. So before we jump into the weird and nasty of today's list, I wanted to let you guys know that if you love seeing my videos and you just can't get enough of me, I do have a main channel, Always Angela, as well. The link to it is in the description below. Go see me and subscribe. We interrupt this video for a quick message. Which do you think would be worse, being born with no limbs at all or having a conjoined twin? Write your answer in the comment section below and I'll respond to you personally. Number 9, hypertrichosis. This condition is where there is an excessive hair growth over and beyond the normal amount. It is also called the Werewolf Syndrome, and you can see why. This condition takes body hair to a whole new level. Like, here's the max level of acceptability, and this just goes so far past it. All I'm saying is I don't care how great his personality is. He isn't coming near my hoo-ha without getting a wax first.
No? No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Number 8, epidermodysplasia verruciformis. It is also called Evey or tree man's illness. And compared to this, my feet look freaking amazing. It is a rare skin disorder characterized by eruptions of wart-like lesions that may occur anywhere on the body. A major concern with patients with EV is that the lesions may transform into skin cancer. The exact reason why these lesions become cancerous is still unclear, but exposure to sunlight appears to be involved in the progression from warts to cancer. I don't know if my peg egg can handle this, and it can tackle most of my foot issues. Number 7, Hydrocephalus. This means water on the brain, and it's when fluid builds up in the head and causes the brain to swell. The causes are not well understood, and it occurs in mainly infants and older adults. To treat this disorder, you have to drain the fluid in the skull. These pictures make me automatically think of the Disney movie Megamind, except the fact that he was blue. Number 6, Progeria. It is so rare it only affects 1 per 8 million live births in the world. This condition causes extreme accelerated aging. Most children who have this condition unfortunately die of age-related diseases around 13. Only a small few children get to live into their 20s before they pass away. Their deaths are almost always caused by heart attacks or strokes. Right now, there is no cure or treatment that seems to help this condition. Number 5, ectrodactyly, or better known as Lobster claw syndrome. The hands, and most of the time the feet as well, are described as claw-like. Most people are familiar with this condition because of the TV show American Horror Story Freak Show, which I have to admit, I sat and binge watched the hell out of this show. Guilty as charged. The dashing and sexy character known as Jimmy had the stage name Lobster Boy because of his condition. The most recent piece of news with a lobster person was in 2016 with the bearded lady and the lobster boy from Venice Beach. They both work in the freak show on the beach and they fell madly in love. True love will prevail through all things. He can even trim her beard with his claws when she needs a touch-up. Number 4, alien hand syndrome. This medical condition is straight out of a horror movie. It's where the patient loses complete control of their hand and it appears to have a complete mind of its own. It mainly occurs in cases after brain surgery, stroke, or a serious infection in the brain. Similar to the 1999 horror movie Idle Hands, the patient a lot of times has absolutely no control over their hand at all. People with this condition have been seen to have their hand do crazy acts on their own, such as hitting themselves, undressing themselves without the owner of the hand even knowing it, or in serious cases, choking themselves. It's a constant, non-stop battle between the person's body parts. Right now, there is no cure for this condition, but it is known now that if you give the hand something to grasp, it will often be enough to keep this scary devil's hand preoccupied. Number 3, polymelia. This condition is a birth defect that affects 1 in a million babies. So yeah, it's not that common. It causes the baby to be born with extra body parts or limbs. It's basically an underformed twin that didn't quite make it. It doesn't affect the patient in any medical way at all. It's just extra limbs mainly in the patient's way all the time. More like a nuisance than anything. Many of these children are born in India. I have no idea why. And like I said, I'm way too lazy today to go and do the research to find out why. These children are worshipped as gods because of their extra limbs, which to me would be a pretty good side effect of being born with this condition. Number 2, neurofibromatosis. This is a genetic disorder of the nervous system. It mainly affects how the nerve cells form and grow. This horrible disorder causes tumors to grow on the nerves. It doesn't just affect one part of the body either. It attacks any part it can, such as the brain, spinal cord, nerves, skin, and any other body part it can. This condition can range from mild to severe. Unfortunately, there is no cure. There are treatments for the signs and symptoms, but only if you catch it early enough in children. Before we get to number 1, click like and subscribe for me real quick. Number 1, Progeria syndrome. This is a super rare medical condition that is characterized by the overgrowth of the bone, skin, and any other tissue on the body. Whatever body part is affected by the condition will grow out of proportion to the rest of the body. The condition can get so bad that the patient can be completely disabled. The most famous case of this condition is Mandy Sanders, whose feet and legs have grown at a disproportionate rate since she was born. She was the star in the British television special called Shrinking My 17 Stone Legs.